welcome back to Boat Extras. This will be number 18. And it's going to be much like the previous one really. And that is we're going to be continuing with those boxes. So probably going to be a boring one. But they've got to be done. Anyway, it's Monday the 2nd of December. And that was the opening. The box is on the back of the boat as I've already put it up there, and I'm going to put it into place and then I'm going to take another one out. So with that said, go and have yourself a cup of tea and I'll see you very shortly once I've done some work, because I need to get moving because it's chuffing freezing in here. So see, even my throat's seizing up. Right, I'll get some work done and I'll see you very shortly. Right, I'm aboard. Welcome aboard. So just a quick, very quick recap. Don't groan. I can hear two of you groaning. Don't groan. Right, so this is the decision made. So yes, draw unit's going to go there. That draw unit's going to come away from there, and that's going to go there. That's going over the top of them. So then that's done. The cupboard that I've just done, which is there, which you'll see later, is staying there. And that one over there, which is the next one to be done, which is the same one as the one we've just done, that's going in place of where that is. So then that's done. Now, moving on, this here. I don't like that, and I think it's too high. So I've got two options. I can either get rid of it and not bother with it, or I can reduce the height of it, and so then it's below that there. I can reduce the height of it to whatever, to be honest. In fact, what I might do, just to, I don't know what, no it won't work, but it won't and it will. If I reduce it by that height, that much, you get to see that. But in turn, what I might do is make another one of those, because I'm making a decision on, I'm going to make not only one of those, but also one of those as well, because I think it would look nice if there was one here as a barrier to the cooker, away from where you sit. So I think aesthetically, if it finished like that one, to around where that is there, which is this basically, I think it would look, it would sandwich the seating area in nicely. And if I made another one of those and put it there and put that so it's lower and sandwiched it with a door on the front, which I think I've already made, then I think we're onto a winner. Because it saves me facing that in oak, because it would be facing out, because I'd have a new one of those. And all you would see of that is the front of it and the top. So up there, it's not as cold as the rest of me. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. So before I change my mind, I'm going to get that box down, take it down there, and I'm going to start dealing with it, because unfortunately there are two holes here that are pretty manky. I don't know whether I could maybe fill them or whether I should just reface that whole area. Might be easier just to reface it, to be honest, because I got loads of pieces. Yeah, I think I might reface it, make it look nice. Right, exciting. I'm eager to get on with it. So, and I bet you are as well. So I'll go down there and I'll start. See you in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, I decided I was going to put some oak ply on here, but because the other one's already stained up and it's dark, this should act the same, but if I put this on, it's going to look different, and I don't want that because they're going to be next to one another. So I decided I'd got some oak dowels, and I thought I'll drill out to the size that I've got, and I will fill them, glue them, fill them with wood, and then I can stain them. Like so. And these will work a treat, I think. Because if they're going to go dark like the other, get some proper glue on that. Then you're not going to see them, are you, really? Didn't think I'd be using this again, but do you know what? Look at that. It's the future. I think I could get away with using the balance of that dowel in there, actually. Yeah, indeed I can. What we might do is put a bit of glue on that blade. Genius. Full of ideas today. Where is the brush? So these two here, because they are severely stained in, I don't know what, some sort of black stuff, or whether it's called wood rot, I don't know, but I've dug it out a bit. Obviously I filled it with a plug, but I'm going to then use some wood filler and fill it over the top, and hopefully it'll will lose quite a bit of that black stuff. So that's where I'm at the moment. I think overall that's it's better doing that than it is to put that oak ply on it. Sorry, I'm jiggling it around a bit. Anyway, I'll carry on, and well, I'll carry on. Okay, so while I am waiting for that one to dry, see where it's all been filled, etc, etc, I'm not going to stand here twiddling my thumbs because I'll just freeze to death. So I have got a spare cabinet, and I thought it would be a really good idea to cut this down and try it out up there, because this one actually is slightly better condition than the one that's up there now. So I've marked it out, and I've put obviously I've put a 2x1, I think that's 2x1 there, and that's my actual cutting line. So I've gone halfway between there, and the reason for that is I can always cut it down further, can't I? If it's not right in height, but it also allows, you know, something to be put there as well. If I cut it there, then I've lost it completely. So if I go halfway, then at least we've still got it if we need it. So I'm just going to use my cutting saw and just slice that off, do the reverse, and then we'll offer it up and we'll have a look, shall we? Yes, that's what we're going to do. So I'll cut that and I'll see you aboard. Okay, welcome aboard. So there we go. That is lower, obviously. Now I think that aesthetically looks a hell of a lot better, and I'll tell you what the next step will be. So obviously what we could do is we could have that, we could actually bolt that to that, but here lies the next thing we need to do. I think this is now too deep, and because we are going to sandwich it, I wonder if I could use that. Oh, it's screwed to it. I think we need to take some of the back off so we can recess it, because I have seen some restored Nauticuses that's had professional boat fitters, and they've had on Apollo Duck, going back a few years, there was a Nauticus that actually looked really nice, and they had obviously they spent a fortune on it. They had a boat outfitter doing it, and they had something like this sandwiched. Obviously they made a complete new thing of it, which, you know, we have limitations of what I can do, but I think if I got another one of those represented there, maybe sacrifice that one over there and make two more for that side, because obviously I don't know whether I'm going to be able to replicate the darkness of that against the ply that I currently have tucked over there. So I think if we chop it down at the back, which we can do, because look at the back. I mean, I've taken the back off actually. We've got to there. I mean, I could take it right the way back. In fact, that's probably the distance there. I think if it was recessed by the shortest point, which is about that much, I think that would be really good. So much so that I'm going to do that with this one, because none of this is going to be seen, because I'm going to create another one of those there. And actually you've got an area there, you could put a lamp, you could even put a TV on there, you could do all sorts. So yeah, it's screaming out to be done, that. I'm really happy with the height, that's for sure. So I'm going to mark off. What I can do is I can scribe and get a bit of 3x2 down there up against here, and then just put a pencil line and then slice it all off, and and that will take it back with the correct angle as well. By Jove, I'm frightening myself. I'm frightening myself. Right, that's what I'm doing. So I shall crack on before I forget. Right, as you can see, now that it's been cut from the back, so that's trimmed, and obviously it's now not as deep and it's shorter. You can push that back. I've unscrewed this. So my theory is, and it's going to create a lot more work for me. I either go with this as it is, and then this is the one that I stained in the last episode you haven't seen yet. That would go like that, so you would get a tiered effect basically, and there are cushions that sit on there, and I think from memory there's one that goes up against that there as well, so you would sort of sit here with the table there, and then you would then lower it, and then you would have from here to there as your bed. And I think, well, I know it's right because we're not using any, we're not shortening it in any way, because this is what it ultimately was like originally. But I'm thinking of going one step further, and that is, I've unscrewed this other one from the other side. I'll have to ignore it because it won't fit here properly. But my idea is, if that went there, like that, if I move that like that, for example, then you can see, like so. Can you see what I mean? I just think that transforms that area. Now, if I'm going to go to all that trouble of doing, you see, also there's another point as well, those two match. So if I made a new one to go there, it wouldn't match that because I haven't got any of that, because that's an original. So then would I, oh, you can actually see, can you see the difference in height there now? So what I would have to do, I would have to say, I'd have to commit myself to saying, right, well, that and that are going to stay together, so therefore I would use this as a template against that and cut that down to the same size as that, and then make a fresh for here. And if I turn it around, if I use this again, this probably won't go in all the way because it's trapped there. But can you see what I mean? Having another one like that over there, slightly taller, hold on, let me see, I could probably work that. Probably work that. Put that there and stick that on there like that. There, like that. Obviously it would fit properly, like, but can you see what I mean? It protects the sofa against the cooking aspect of it, and it also sort of like splits the galley up from the sort of the salon bit, and have another one, so you'd have a brand new one there and a brand new one there, and I'd have to do my damnedest to get it as close to that look as possible. and then you've got the two drawers. You'd have one of the drawers there and one of the drawers there. Now the other question is, if I'm going to all this trouble of having that like that, oh God, like so, do I get rid of that ramshackle thing in the middle and put some sections going across and then putting shelves in onto these pieces, thus having a totally custom made piece to go there? Because you could actually have it whatever size you wanted. You know, I could have it slightly wider, and then you're creating more storage area. I could even make drawers and pull drawers out rather than having shelves. Well, I could allow that. I could allow that scenario to. You will see that video, this video, before I get to the stage of doing that. Ultimately, I think I've got to go ahead and make at least one of these dividers, because I'm now sold on the idea of putting one here. I think one there is going to work really well. That's the colour, you know, when I stained it, that's how dark it is. So if I applied the other one, you would see it would look, well, it would look like that, and it would look wrong. So maybe all these need to be in the dark colours, so then they all match, and then you've just got your own little pieces of oak over there. So I shall go away and think about what I want to do. I mean, it's not going to stop me from working, because I've got these boxes I can be doing, but I really like that I like that look, you know. And I say, a TV could go on there, or even like you could have even like a shelf there that you could put something on, a lamp or anything, or leave it as it is, because all this can be adjusted here. This can have a beading going around it, so it'll all look neat, because that one would have to be cut true anyway, so that would go then flusher to the side of the boat. Yeah, I just like the look. It's going to be a lot more work, but I think, considering the amount of work we've done to this boat, I think it would spoil it. I just think that looks so good. And I think a divider there and a divider there, I just think it sort of segregates areas of the boat, so it doesn't feel like you're on top of one another, sort of thing. Right, I've waffled on enough. I shall, and that, by the way, that was the spare one. So, you know I've cut it down and what have you, but I'm not overly bothered. I mean, there again, you know, that, just put that back where it came from. I mean, I could save myself a lot of trouble by not doing anything and just leaving it as that. But now that I've seen that up against it, I just think it makes it look like a boat builder has done it. I don't know whether you would understand that, but for me as a DIY person, never done this sort of thing before, if I saw that and everything with it, it just looks like there's a question of whether it's been DIY'd or a boat builder's done it. I think it's hard to describe really. I'm talking about my own mind here. I don't want it to look like a cheap tacky job, but I do know my limitations of what I'm capable of doing. Right, okay, I've waffled on. I've done 11 minutes of talking, but it warranted it. It really did. I think it warranted it. Right, I'll shut up now and I'll do some more work. Thanks for listening, by the way. Right, this piece isn't looking so hot. It's looking pretty, unless... No. See, that I've not done. That I have done. It's just looking... It's not looking favourable, isn't that? So I have two options. I have to go down the route of refacing it in some oak ply, or I have found an old piece of ply that came off the boat. I actually think that, looking at the shape of it, is the ply that's come off that dining room table that's blue. Looking at it, you can see the shape of it. So somebody's obviously put that on. Now, if I used that piece, I could sand it down that looks like it would blend better. So although it was a bit of a waste of time filling it and faffing around with that, I mean, I suppose I could have used a darker filler, I suppose, but I mean, there's all that at the top. I think maybe that's my better option. I could sand the reverse, glue it, shoot some pins into it, and then that would be it. Yeah, because I'm not going to use that anyway for the dining room table anyway, because the consensus at the moment is there's only one at this moment. I know we're only on... Oh, by the way, at the very beginning I said it was December the 2nd and it was a Monday. It's not, it's a Tuesday. So when I said a Monday, forget it, it's Tuesday. I'm glad I got that in, otherwise I would have I've had to have solved editing that thing out, and I don't know how to do that. So there you go. Anyway, we'll go back to this. I think that is going to get chopped tomorrow, and that's going to go on there, and then that solves a problem. Always problem solving on a boat. Right, I'm going to wrap up, call it a night, and I will see you in the morning, and I'll try and get the date right and the day. Okay, see you later. And a good morning to you. It is Wednesday the 3rd of December, and the date and the day is correct. And I've come back, I gave this unit another dose of stain, and as you can see, I'm not happy with that, and I'm sure you're not happy with that either. So my first job is to cut that to that shape, and let's get that attached and see if we can improve the looks of it. So that is this morning's job. I shall crack on because it's freezing here. It's not raining, which is good, but it's nevertheless very cold, and I think I need to get moving. So that's what I'm going to do, and I will see you once I've started some work. Bye for now. Okay, so we're halfway through. That is now pinned, stuck, trimmed to a couple of mil all the way, well, I say all the way around. It's flush on the top, and I think from memory it is flush on that side as well. Is there a, or maybe when I get the router out it'll be fine. And the bottom is overhanging and that side is overhanging there, but I've stripped it all the way back because it was glossed, so it had like a varnish on it. So I've left it sort of like mottled. I could have taken it down to absolutely flat, but I thought if I just leave a little bit on it, maybe it'll make it look old like the rest of it. Anyway, I'm going to put some stain on it and just see what it looks like. I've got a funny feeling that I might have to go down the route of getting a darker one for these boxes, because I think this Jacobean, is it Jacobean? Georgian oak is just a little bit on the light side, so I may have to go down the Jacobean oak type, which is darker, or in fact maybe I could mix the two and see where it takes me. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to stain it, and then well, you'll be back when I've stained it. Oh, it's all wet, so I can't trim it in or anything because it's glued and pinned. So all I can do really is just stain it and then put it to one side. But at least it'll give me an idea of whether we're on the right track, we're doing what we're doing. Okay, speak to you in a minute. Right, just thrown some stain on it. First coat. I think the correct decision's been made. So if you look at it from here, you get three sides of it. I think that is, or was, the right decision, was to replace that with one of the old pieces, because that's now brought that into a nice level colour all round, apart from this side, which ironically is going to get seen. This is one that I replaced with just normal ply. I didn't put any oak on it or anything. I just made the box up, because originally where this would have fitted you wouldn't have seen that, but now it's changed, so I've ended up with a problem on that side. But I'm sure I can get around that. There's plenty of problems that we've come across over the years. I'm sure I'll be able to solve that one. But I'm very pleased with that idea. And if I can find another piece of ply, then I don't know, I might be able to reface that one. Or I might still go down that Jacobean oak side, you know, darken it up a bit on that side. I still think that's worth a shot. Right, okay. Well, we'll leave it at that there for we'll leave it there for now, and I will go aboard and see if I can bring something else down. In fact, I'm itching to do, you know, one of the drawer units. I think that's the one I'm going to tackle yet, because I'm in the mood for sanding and staining today. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll see you shortly. And yes, you have my permission to get yourself a cup of tea or a coffee. Cool. Okay, so we're on with the drawer unit now. So there's the carcass. A few years ago I did sort of strengthen them. I put a new top on, as you can see, and I put some pieces of wood there to give it rigidity, to help with the joints at the top, which did a good job. But I did a schoolboy error, and I replaced the base with that, and I didn't go to the end, which meant that that gave in quite. You can see it there, it moves. That side fortunately is still very strong, but this side has given in. And I think when you sit on there, it's obviously given way. So I need to either replace this, which I don't think I need to actually, because it's solid at the bottom, it is along there and there, it's just this joint here. So I think if I replace the bottom so it went to the end, then the forces when you sat on it is in the length there, it would take the pressure off that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So that's the first job. These draw units here are absolutely probably the best part of the boat actually. They are exceptionally good. They're not warped in any way. They're solid. I think I must have, I don't know whether I gave it a coat. I can't remember. So many years ago, but I sanded them really well. And there's the top. Obviously I filled in the holes where the handles were. I'm going to put new ones on. But the draw units are really nice, and they fit. They fit nicely too. So I think if I put a new base on with that ply, and I think that's 9mm, I think that will give it enough to hold it. So I'm going to dig out some 9mm ply, and that's my next task. So I will see you soon, shortly, after I've done that task. See you in a minute. Right, so what I've done with that is I've obviously gone from corner to corner, well, edge to edge, but I've also taken it to the front of here because I've noticed that these drawers are top facing, so when they shut, they will shut absolutely flush with there. And I think going to there, that is a solid piece, as is that. That will take more of the down stress better, I think. And as for the weakness which was there, I've glued and screwed it, and I'm going to leave that overnight. And I think I could drive a car over that by the time I finished. So there we have it. Right, okay. Well, I will crack on with the next job. Well, actually, what that'll be is the drawers themselves. I'm going to sort them out now. See you shortly. Right, excuse me, I've just had some water. Right, okay. So I've got to shoot off now. But I've got them coated. Really nice, and we're going to leave that to do its thing overnight, and hopefully by the time we get back tomorrow everything should be good. Let's have a look at this thing before I disappear. Yeah, that's definitely the right choice, and all it was this old ply that I've kept. Yes, my family say that I'm a hoarder. Well, that hoarding is coming very handy for things like that. I mean, this is all ready to go to the tip, is this lot, but it's not going to the tip until that. I'm nearly 100% sure I don't need anything from there. And furthermore, up there, if I put you on the extension, I don't know whether I can see what you're looking at, but can you see the dark mahogany beading over there, which is there? That, I'm sure, came off these boxes around the edges, so I can use those, because B&Q charge a fortune for new stuff, and if I can use those, that would be really good. So there we go. Enjoy your evening, and I will see you, well, when will I see you? I've got some Amazon parcels coming for her, so it's going to be afternoon again, I think, so it's going to be half a day. Anyway, there we go. I shall see you then, and well, have a good evening. Bye for now. And a very good morning to you guys. It is Thursday the 4th of December, and it is very wet, it is very cold, and well, I'm a bit under the weather. I went out with a mate of mine last night. Oof. Nice Italian, Farina's in Lytham. Very, very nice. Give them a good plug, because I go there and it's a nice place. I enjoy it. Food was excellent, but because I've been on this complete strict regime for, I don't know why I'm telling you this, I'm just feeling sorry for myself because I'm feeling a bit squiffy. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, because I'm on this strict regime, I decided that one day off in 15th of February till now is okay. So I decided I would go out and enjoyed the evening. Got back to see Liverpool, so it wasn't a late one. I'm trying to undo this so I can put you on your ledge. And I very rarely drink anything. I had decided I'd have a bottle of Pinot Grigio. I wasn't driving, by the way, because I just walked home, and it's only round the corner, so get that out of your head straight away. Anyway, and it was very nice, but I did feel a bit off this morning, so there we go. Anyway, it isn't morning, it is late afternoon, so it's sort of half ruined today as well. Anyway, let's get on to subjects of work. Take the gloves off. Yeah, this has been all glued up. Looks like I can take everything apart. That looks pretty solid. Colories, stain wise, has come out okay. That's lovely, that lovely colour. So I'll carry on concentrating on this, and well, my introductions to you are over, and I'll get some work done, and I'll see you very shortly. So go and have a cup of tea or coffee or something. Oh, I could just do with a coffee actually. Anyway, I haven't got the facility. Bye. And welcome back. Oh, the light's packing in again, must need charging. Right, those are done. Not happy with that, so that's definitely going to get some oak iron-on stuff. But the colour I'm very happy with. That's all good all the way around. I've coated the inside as well, because I think it warranted it. That's had another coat. These have had another coat, and it seems to me that every coat you give it, it just goes that bit more lush. And also I've taken the liberty, I've been a couple of hours doing more up here. You wouldn't really be able to tell, but from there all the way around the toilet compartment area, both on the outside and the inside. The inside I never actually coated in anything, they were just bare, so I've gone and done the reverse side of those doors. That's all had another lot of Jacobean oak finishing oil, so that's starting to look lush now. I'm really pleased. That was quite yellow, that, and that's now with another coat of this new stuff that I've got, the slightly darker one. It's definitely toned in from there, that colour, to this other colour. So I think maybe another 2 coats on just that panel only will just tone it down. And the reason why I'm concentrating on this panel is because this is the panel that you'll probably see the most of. This one you won't see at all, but that one you definitely will. So I want to get that as close as possible. I mean, it is fairly close to that over there, but you know, it's starting to now take shape. It's easier when you're here than on actual film. The tones are definitely looking a lot better. So, although it's been a day really not for subscribers to watch me boringly put stuff on the wood, it has actually been quite a good day for me to plough on and just get the boring stuff out of the way. So that's it really. I mean, what time is it now? It's got to 4:20, so I think what I'll do is I'll call it a day, and well, I'll resume in the morning, and I'll see what we've got to do, and then I'll probably put this on because it'll get too, well, it's probably long anyway, but I'll put it on. Anyway, have a good evening. It's a Friday evening. You enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you back at the ranch. Right, well, it is Tuesday the 9th of December, some days ahead of when I thought I was going to be filming, but you know, Christmas is approaching and there are jobs I've got to do. Father Christmas has to make a list, you know the dance. So I'm now fitting in where I can bits of work on here, and it's going to get a bit bitty towards Christmas, obviously, because you know there's things to do. Anyway, I took the liberty of purchasing some mahogany edging strip. Now I've got plenty of the oak, but quite a bit of this is redder than the oak is, so I have got, in fact, not only have I got a 22mm wide one, I've also got a 15mm one, and the beauty about Amazon, of course, is you can get it pretty quick. So I think I've got my iron in the car. Have I got my iron in the car? Have I? Yes, I have. Whew. Right, so that I am unhappy with. Once I get that on, I will be happy. So that, my friends, is my first job. And by the way, it is quite mild out there today. I know there's a storm brewing up in Scotland and it's heading this way, but it's 58 Fahrenheit. Quite nice. Definitely not the time to be wearing leggings and all sorts of stuff underneath. I'm going to be sweating. Anyway, there we go. Enough about me. I will get on with this work and we'll see how it goes. So stay tuned and get yourself a cup of tea. You've earned it. Okay, that's the first bit done. So we've got a nice strip across there, and I decided to put a strip down there and a strip down there. And it just needs trimming off at the edges, and then that can be stained up, and then we can class that as, well, nearly done. Not quite, but nearly done. So we'll carry on, and well, I'll find something else to do. Okay, so that's done and nicely oiled up, and I think that's made such a difference. Just little things like that, getting the right stuff for the right job, as they always say, don't they? Makes a difference. So I think that, my friends, is complete, which means that I need to bring the other one down and do the same with that one, because it'd be rude not to. So I'll go and get it, and I shall start on that. Okay, bye for now. Okay, so I'm on with this box, and as with the other one, this needed a little bit of surgery. Not as bad as the other one, but nevertheless it needed this bottom section reinforcing, and I thought, because it's downward pressure, this has got new cross. I put a new bottom in, so it's a lot stiffer than the previous one. So I didn't have to go to the lengths of putting a whole new bottom on. I could just put some tabs at the ends, because the downforce would equate itself out once the seat goes on it. So that's all I need to do, and then obviously I need to trim it in. But as with the other one, that doesn't look very nice at all. So we're going to put, I'm just going to iron a piece on, and I thought I'd just show me ironing it on for those that have not seen that before. So I thought I'd just show you how easy it is. If I can get this to go down a bit like so. There we go. Get that to about there. That's the edge I'm doing. Okay. So I've cut this basically down to length. Just goes fractionally over. And it's as easy as just literally ironing a shirt, really. Just need to make sure that you get this fairly straight. There is a little bit of movement, you know, when the glue goes off. You can smear it to one side or another. So I'm going to go on the top side, because I'm going to veneer these as well, and I want a straight finish. I'm not so bothered about the bottom bit. So I'm happy with that. I might net that actually on there, like so. Right. Hope you can see it. So I'm using this hand just to push it level with the top. And I can adjust it as I'm going along, not by much, but because the glue is smearing, you can just sort of slide it a little bit. Because actually the boxes aren't overly straight either. Once the glue's started to go off, it tends to stick. Quite nicely after that. can also tell by the temperature as well. I think that's about right. Switch the iron off. Yeah, there we go. Now it's not exactly the same width as the here, but you've got to imagine when it's all stained and what have you, you know, it's going to be, you're not going to really see it. So there we go. So there's going to be a piece going down there. I'm not going to put that on tonight because I want to trim these into position before I put that on. So I won't do those tonight. That I don't think I need to do anything because I think from memory that the drawers cover that anyway. But we'll soon find that out. That's about it. So I think what I might do now is I might just run some oil over those and allow those to go off because they need very little treatment, as did the other ones, of course. Ouch. Right, okay, I'll crack on with that and I will see you shortly. Okay, so they are now well and truly stuck, so I think it's a case of trimming those in now, those pieces. Obviously they're greater size than the actual thing, and then we can then put some more of this on here, and once that's ironed on we can then give that a coat and then leave that to dry, I think. So that's the next task, which I will do it now. So see you shortly. Okay, so welcome back. So the front of this carcass has now got the mahogany strip there. I didn't know whether I needed it there, to be honest, but to be honest it looks far better than it did. So I've just put one there and one there. Now with this carcass I'm going to have to take that up there because this one is going in a position whereby it wouldn't normally go, so I'm going to have to trim it from the back because we've still got space, and we know we can do that because we were able to trim that shelving unit from the back as well as the top. So as you can see, we've got probably I would say we've probably got that much there we could take off if we have to. So I need to offer that up, take my pencil and a line and then scribe down, and then we can slice off what we don't require. So that's going to be the next job before we stain it all up, because obviously it's looking pretty ratty from the sides. But this one I'm not overly bothered because you're not going to see it, because there's obviously that sofa is going to be sat on the top of it, so you're definitely not going to see that. So we haven't got too much of an issue there. So I'm going to take that up there and, well, I'll see you aboard. Okay, so there's a slight change of plan. The one that I was going to trim, which is the one that I haven't stained or done anything with, that we're currently dealing with, is actually not really the one that we should be trimming. It's the one that we've actually done. And a useful tip is, if you've got some tape, is to use the tape to measure. You obviously measure where you want to cut, but use tape and it gives you your angles in order to be able to cut it without thinking about it, because obviously if you just like put pencil lines and you sort of use a guessometer, it doesn't really work. But if you use tape like I've done, it shows you when you've got the item away from the boat, you look at the angles, you think, well, that can't be right. But if you tape it up while you're up there, then you know you don't have to worry about it. You can just go ahead and cut it. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to slice that off, because the boat obviously narrows as you get towards the front end of the boat, and because these boxes were never meant to be in that particular position, it was the top box that was meant to be in that position. Obviously we're having to adjust it, so that's the reason for cutting this like that. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'll put you back on your little perch and I will chop that down. So I'll see you soon. Okay, welcome aboard. So that's what I was on about. By using the tape, you can cut it down to an angle where you want to cut it down to. So that's given us a straight edge down at the bottom there. That's interesting. I've just about got enough room to put that there in there. That should be okay. Might even be able to tweak it that way. But if I don't anchor this down, I can actually lift it out. So to be honest, because it's sunk into the 9mm, it's not interfering with anything, so maybe I don't need to do anything with that, to be honest. Yeah. Anyway, so that draw unit, I would say, is probably the right place for that. Well, the reason for it, by the way, was because of this lip here. Because I obviously can do what I've done with that there, which is exactly how that's meant to go. With having the lip on that side and that side, you're meant to put the table in there and then create the bed, which is what we've done there. Now with the with this side, it's now given me the option of actually putting the lips on the correct side, and the one that we're about to stain up down there is now correct for going there, which means that something can be laid across the top of that as well. Obviously it will be support for that, although it doesn't really need it, but it gives room to put something else under there. I'm not overly convinced that these are going to stay here permanently, because I do believe they are too high, as one of you, I think it was Gordon that mentioned it actually. They are a little bit on the high side, and it is bugging me, I've got to say. But I'm not focused on getting this boat finished. I think it's something that I could work on once I've got the boat completely finished. You know, it's something that I can make a box and lower it by about 3 inches or something like that. So then your feet properly touch the floor. And also the back, you know, if I did lower it by 3 inches, would go in there slightly, thus giving you an extra, well, it would give you actually a little bit more on the width. So there's where we're at with it when it comes to this thing at the moment. I'm still debating about this, to put in a secondary one here. I think it would, the work involved, I think it would look really good. It would eliminate doing anything with that. Having said that, I have already mentioned that, you know, if I'm going to the trouble of making another one, then I could eliminate that completely and basically, you know, make just shelves that are attached to that and the new one that I build. I'm definitely going to make one of those to go on that side as well. So yeah, it's coming on slowly but surely. So I'm happy with that. So I'll take that tape off, we'll slide those drawers in, and we'll crack on with the next one, so then we can then put that thing back on top of there and forget about that for a bit, and then move on to the next bit. So that's why I wanted to just bring you aboard and just have a look at what I'm doing. But I think the blue look rather nice, to be honest. There, it just breaks all the colour of the wood, and the fact that that sofa is the same colour as the wood, you know, it is a bit drab. You haven't seen the cushions yet that go on all these pieces, so that will break it up a bit. And I've got curtain material for the curtains, but there again I'm undecided what to do about those, whether I should make blinds, but that's another story. So I will crack on, get that box all stained up, and well, we'll take it from there. See you in a minute. Okay, welcome aboard once again. So there we go. That one is now complete. It is still a little bit wet, but I thought, you know what, it'll look okay. You can see it's just a bit wet on the drawers, but those faces now all match quite nicely. I think that one could do with probably another coat on that one, to be honest. But actually I'm quite pleased about the fact that we can get access to there, and I think it was the right decision to put the drawers on that side, definitely. So I think the next job we've got to do is, I think we could do with trying to fix the table into position, and then, you know, at the end of the day I've got I think we're going to make another one of those. I changed the lights. I think it was Gordon that said, why don't you just try it on a warm glow. It could have been Ian, I can't remember now. So I've just changed them for you to have a look at there. So that's a natural sort of a light, really. These, I think, are a white light, which, you know, I suppose you don't need those on with that there. I'm going to, well, I'm debating whether to put some more lights underneath there and, well, not there, because you can't see it. But anyway, that's it. So I think I'm going to call it a day, and I'm also going to call this episode a wrap, because I've got quite a lot of Christmas things to get and do. I'm running out of time to do that, and I would definitely be in bother if I don't get presents and cards and all the things that you do get at Christmas time. So all that remains for me to say is, and I think I will speak on behalf of John as well, because he's not here at the moment, the main channel bit, you know, where we've not really had anything interesting to put on that's not fiddly and time consuming and me waffling on and sanding and doing the things that I've done. It just made sense, and he's been busy himself, in all fairness. So all I'm going to say is have a Merry Christmas. Everybody enjoy themselves to the max, because we all know we never know whether we're going to get another one. Have a good year, and January you will see me back. I will be filming in between hand, but I don't think I'll be putting anything on, because it's going to be hit and miss. I'm going to be spending an hour here and so on. I'll film everything that I do, but I don't think I will be able to make an episode during the Christmas period. So enjoy yourselves. Thanks for watching throughout this year. It's been really good. I've enjoyed doing the boat extras. It's been really good, and I hope it's helped many of you, and I will see you in the next one. All the best. Bye for now.